from an IT perspective, really what I should have said was we invest, we extract value, we repeat. There you go. 3 lines.
That's good. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Tom. We're going to stay with, actually, we're going to jump to Frank. We'll be back. Frank, you have a unique situation in that you teach cybersecurity, but you also are the, hi, it's Alex Jarrett with Technology Executives Club, and you're watching another episode of CIOs Unleashed, where you'll get insights, inspiration, and strategies that actually work. Be sure and visit us at technologyexecutivesclub.com, where you can get your first masterclass workshop on demand worth $297 for free. That's technologyexecutivesclub.com. The acting president of InfraGard for Maine, correct?
Correct, yes. And InfraGard plays an important role for a number of organizations because they're a channel of information of what is hot and what should be worrying you. For example, we've been worrying about ransomware for many years.
Yeah.
However, you know, the still sneaky thing, especially for your medium, small companies, is they're losing a lot more money on business email compromise, which is, you know, social engineering, and off they go and they transfer money to their suppliers. But guess what? That account isn't their supplier. And if you go to the FBI website, you'll see more about it, which brings me back to what is InfraGard. InfraGard is a nonprofit working closely with the FBI to introduce people to the channel and at least know someone there where you can ask questions. Their focus is somewhat different, and they also provide a lot of information about what is happening and arrange industry groups. So it's a nonprofit to provide service out there, and it's pretty valuable.
I've heard it from so many different people. It was great to have you on the board just to share any insights. And you already gave me kind of the insight that I was looking for, is what have we not heard? And you're coming back to the baseline, and there are a lot of medium-sized companies that watch these, is just they're still funneling money through fake invoices. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you say medium organizations.
We've got to realize $1 billion company is a medium organization. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we look at the medium organizations, they've got to realize that what's hitting the big company is going to come to them.
Yeah.
But whether you're big or small, one of the challenges I haven't heard is that we're short of 400,000 to 700,000 people in the United States to do the cyber thing, and we need to make them. And to make them, they're too expensive. So the idea of growing in existing skills and using all methods would be important to stay abreast of things. We spoke a lot about ransomware, and Microsoft comes out this morning and saying, you know, in Europe, if you were using this threat intelligence company, guess what? They got a sweet deal selling ransomware as a service, and they might be coming back to be the boogeyman that we're trying to protect you from. So the incessant change is also another thing that we got to watch, whether you're big or small.
You know, we talked about ransomware as a service at the Yash presentation. That just floored me. I asked them if there was an affiliate program for that. Nobody laughed. I thought it was
well, the answer is yes.
Well, I see Michael gets it. Yeah, of course there is. Yeah, I'll give you guys the code for that at the end of this. So it's just insane. You just think, oh, and let's all go to the metaverse. We'll all be safe and sound there.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, you know what? Don't forget to give us the code, Frank. We're going to hang it out your lake. But you know, what I want to do on the last part of this slide, I want to, and you don't have to all answer. You can raise your hand, or Michael, Archuleta, just say, I got one. You know, if you got a story we haven't heard before, I'm curious about that, because someone said ransomware versus extortion. I confess, I don't know the difference. Sounds like just you got to give up money or your systems are down. Sounds the same to me. But what's the difference? Somebody, I'll stick with you on Frank. And then if you got anybody got a story out, Frank, if you got one story, short, interesting story, we may not have heard on the Wall Street Journal yet, but we should. Frank, I'll start with you on that one.
All right. So the problem you posed or the story?
Well, just give me a quick answer. What's the reason ransomware and extortion? It sounds like the same to me.
All right. So I lock up your stuff. You can't use it. That's ransomware.
Okay.
And then I come back and I say, oh, by the way, I've got a copy. Pay me to stop releasing it. And then they come back a third time and say, I need more money, and I'll delete it and not do it to you again. Those last two are extortion. And sometimes they don't even bother with the ransomware, they go straight to extortion.
So it's a transaction versus a relationship.
That's right.
What I'm hearing. Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Above all, it's trouble, right, Alex?
It sounds like big trouble.
Yeah.
And it rhymes with P, and it sounds for extortionware. I'll get that eventually. I'll get that one. But Frank, any story you want to share that maybe we haven't read about yet?
I share a concept that espionage is our biggest problem if you have any intellectual property. And intellectual property is also any person that can be manipulated for the benefit of a foreign power in the future. This is where we've lost the billions, and we need to be really careful. It's this little thing that's sneaking around our networks.
Well, that's been happening to us for a long time, but you're saying now digitally, or for a while digitally, we're more at risk than ever.
Yep.
Now,
if you're a hospital or a research place, or you've got any intellectual property, you're in the crosshairs.
It's funny you mentioned that. I just watched that movie, Chris Pine with the contractor. It's exactly what that movie was about. A couple guys are shaking their heads. It's exactly what that was about. Hi, it's Alex Jarrett, and thanks for watching another episode of CIOs Unleashed, brought to you by TechnologyExecutivesClub.com. If you like today's episode, be sure and comment to join the conversation, and like, share, and follow. And don't forget, visit us at TechnologyExecutivesClub.com, where you can get your first masterclass workshop on demand worth $297 for free. That's TechnologyExecutivesClub.com.